Imagine getting paid tens of millions of dollars for less than an hour's work. Ludicrous, right? That's the reality for the special few fighters who have fought their way to boxing stardom. But we all know it's not that simple. Behind every bout are countless hours of pain and sacrifice, all for our viewing pleasure. With millions tuning in across the world to witness each bruising encounter, the elites of the sport certainly earn their pots of gold. But just what are the richest fights in boxing past? Which matchups have drawn the biggest sums of cash for all involved? Let's find out. Subscribe if you haven't already as we look at the 5 most lucrative fights in boxing history, brought to you by Fight Loco. At number 5 is the most hotly anticipated rematch of 1997. This money spinner saw heavyweight legends Evander Holyfield and Mike Tyson clash once again in Las Vegas, almost 8 months after Holyfield's shock technical knockout victory against Iron Mike. The fight went down in infamy as the night a wildly frustrated Tyson bit through Holyfield's ear in the clinch during round 3, resulting in a shameful disqualification.
What happened here?
Despite the fight's acrimonious ending, Tyson earned a handsome $30 million for his efforts. Even that figure couldn't match the champion, Holyfield, who pocketed around $35 million. Padding the fighters' purses was a pay-per-view audience of almost 2 million spectators worldwide, earning more than $100 million in revenue. Meanwhile, the clash attracted a further $15 million at the gate to complete a phenomenal night's earnings for all involved. Number 4 on the richest fights from boxing past is the 2013 bout between Money himself, Floyd Mayweather Jr., and Canelo Alvarez. Canelo hadn't yet reached the legend status seen today, but that didn't stop the fight drawing massive income. The bout's $150 million in pay-per-view revenue and the $20 million in gate revenue both smashed records at the time. Meanwhile, Mayweather set records of his own with a guaranteed purse of $41.5 million, owing to his status as the world's #1 pound-for-pound fighter. That figure far outweighed Canelo and his relatively meager $5 million purse. Mayweather walked away from the event with full pockets and a controversial majority decision victory, with one judge scoring the fight a draw, much to the crowd's dismay. Number 3 on our list features Money Mayweather once again, this time for his 2007 bout with Oscar de la Hoya. At the time, the fight was the most lucrative boxing match ever held. Gate sales at the MGM Grand Arena totals $19 million, with a record-breaking 2.4 million pay-per-view buys, adding around $136 million. And the fighter's earnings? Back then, De La Hoya's fame and image eclipsed that of the younger Mayweather, a fact reflected in the senior's $52 million purse. Mayweather, meanwhile, still walked away with a generous $25 million payday and, most importantly, a surprise victory. Under the lights in Las Vegas, Mayweather underlined his status as one of the sport's finest technicians, combining supreme defensive skill with clinical accuracy to secure a split decision win. Boxing purists, look away now. Number 2 on our list is the 2017 mismatch between Mayweather Jr. and the UFC's own cash cow, Conor McGregor. The Notorious secured a professional boxing license to swap the octagon for the squared circle and take on Mayweather in one of boxing's biggest spectacles. Exact earnings for the bout vary, but Mayweather reportedly earned a staggering $280 million for the fight. McGregor, meanwhile, pocketed a no less enviable $130 million. These vast sums came from total pay-per-view numbers of more than 5 million people worldwide and a live gate total of $55 million. Mayweather prevailed in the fight itself, stopping McGregor in the 10th round to secure his 50th professional victory. The American retired for a second time as a pro after the fight, but that hasn't stopped him from returning for high-earning exhibition bouts, including his 2021 clash with the social media star Logan Paul. Surprise, surprise! Topping the list of boxing's most lucrative fights involves that man again, Floyd Mayweather Jr. It was the American's 2015 super fight against the Pac-Man Manny Pacquiao that remains the highest-earning bout in history. Mayweather was reportedly guaranteed a huge $180 million purse from the fight, with Pacquiao taking home $120 million. The bout attracted pay-per-view revenue of between $410 and $430 million and a further $72 million at the gate. Unfortunately for the fans who paid their hard-earned dollars to witness it, the fight was underwhelming. Mayweather's defensive style, coupled with the shoulder injury sustained by Pacquiao in the early rounds, prevented the bout from ever catching fire. And so it was. The bout marked as the fight of the century was a disappointment for many, as Mayweather extended his record to 48 wins and no losses with a forgettable unanimous decision victory. Until next time, fight fans. And if you haven't already, don't forget to hit the subscribe button.